I've been hammering the XL250 together and I haven't been videoing it because I just want to get the bike done. And so anyway, and plus it's pretty boring just watching tightening, bolts. It's no big deal what I'm doing. You've seen it all. I've had the carburetor off a bunch of times, had the exhaust off when I first bought it, so you can just go back to the earlier videos or when I disassembled it. But it's looking really, really, really good. I mean, this was all corroded. Remember, if you go back and look, that was brown with rust. And this was all corroded, and this was all rusty, and these were corroded white. Look at them now. It was from all that cat urine. I haven't put the rear foot pegs back on yet. I still got to clean them up. But you can see it's even in there where I put the brake cable through. That looks really nice. Kickstart shaft all installed. Working good. I'll tuck these wires up in here a bit. Pull this boot down over it once I get a little further together. But you can see the underside even looks amazing. Just kind of give you an overview why it's still somewhat no seat, no tank, no fenders. Got all the wiring hooked up. I could probably put the gas tank and seat on and take out and ride it, but and the chain. I'm gonna order an O-ring chain for it. I gotta paint the black in the Honda thing here yet. Just little tiny little odds and ends stuff, but yeah, it's looking really good. I haven't put a cotter pin in there because I got to put a chain on it yet. Like I say, I'm gonna order an O-ring chain. So I just kind of wanted to show. I don't know. I can't tell, but I think this bar has been up and out a little bit from where the guy wiped out with it. So I might. I'll ride it and see how it feels, but I might order a new handlebar. But I'm definitely going to get an O-ring chain. All the throttles hooked up, as you can see. The choke all hooked up and working. So yeah, I got to put the rear fender, the tail light will go on once that goes on. I got to clean the mirrors up. I could put them on now. I got to get the chain, clean this up, and then I'll put all this stuff back on. And really, these foot pegs I got to clean up. This one's got a little bit of rust on it from the cat pee, but we'll get that all cleaned up. That's for the wiring on the handlebar right here. Kind of will go on. This has to push down in there a little bit more into the headlight bucket, but that's what that's for. So I got to buff the bolts and clean this assembly, clean these. That's all painted and ready to go on. I got to buff that. And the fenders I'm starting on now. I was just cleaning up these rivets. I want to see if I can clean this stuff up here and here so it shines a little better. And then I got to sand them out so I can paint them. This one needs a good cleaning. I never washed the bike really before I started working on it. So I'll take this in the laundry tub, clean it up. Clean some of these rivets too. Just took them out on the buffer. I got to buff those bolts. And so that's what I'm going to start on now is the fenders. And then really once the fenders are done and the tail, I got the gas tank left. And like I said I'd do that last. And I got to watch. We got a lot of, it's spring now, well into it. It's the end of May, or April, the end of April, last day, April 30th. Why I'm videoing this. First thing I do is I take this and I wipe my fenders down to make sure there's no waxes or greases or anything anywhere on it so it doesn't get sanded into the paint. Because once you start sanding it and it gets embedded into the paint, it's harder to clean out. I buffed the rivets up first. They hold this metal thing on in the fender here. And then I took the wax and grease remover to it. And now I'm going to scrub it with in the laundry tub with some Wesley's bleach white and a brush and get all that cleaned up the best I can. And this one I cleaned up too with the wax and grease remover. And I'm going to do the same with this. This needs it in here. I only washed this bike once when I first bought it, just to get the cat pee smell off of it with the pressure washer. So, and I put 800 miles on it over the summer. Anyway, those are ready to wash and then start sanding and getting ready to paint. They cleaned up pretty good in the laundry tub with a little bit of soap and water and a brush. Looks good enough. Ready to wet sand out, and I'll probably prime them with a filler primer after I wet sand them. I'll wet sand them with some 400, and then I'll prime them and then wet sand them and then prime them. See how they look. Maybe wet sand them again, and then they'll be ready for paint. I got to put a flex agent in the paint on this too. So if any primer I put on, it's got to kind of be thin, so it doesn't peel. Anyway, there we go. And I put the mirrors on the bike too. Figured why not? Save them from getting broken laying around. I'm doing a little polishing on the XL250 today, so I thought I'd do the foot pegs and get the chain guard back on. I polished up the little bits for the chain guard. That's what these go in those places there. This one goes here, and the bolt goes here. So that's the chain guard. We'll get that back up in a minute. I want to polish the plastic, but yeah, these foot pegs were pretty cruddy. That's an after. I'll put a new cotter pin in it, the washer, and the little doodad for this goes on here, and then this goes through with the washer and the cotter pin. This is the before. I did clean the rubber already with some bleach white in the laundry tub, but this is the before, and like I say, the after. And we'll get this all finished up here so I can get these on the bike. And then once the tree stuff stops coming down, the seeds and the flowers and the pollen and everything eases up, I'll paint the fenders and the gas tank, and this bike will be done. That's all I got left to do basically, is the fenders and the gas tank after this stuff. Oh, and I got to polish a few things, for a few bolts and things for the taillight assembly, and I'll do that after I put the fender on, so that I can just bolt it right on after I do that. That is on. That is on. They look nice. They're all new cotter pins and everything. I got to put a cotter pin in here, but I got to do final adjustment on the chain. I might just set one in there but not bend it out. This one's on too. And there we go. It's going together slowly but surely, just plugging away at it. Now I just got to wait for the pollen and seed season to be over so I can paint. I have no clue how much video I have on this video for the XL250. It may only be 10 minutes, it may be 20, I don't know. I just video a little here and there as I work on the bike, and it's looking good. Today is almost the end of April, almost 1st of June. I have the furnace on in here. Yeah, it's only in the 50s out and cloudy and drizzly. So, you know, we've had a lot of cold and rain the end of May. Hopefully we get some better weather. I think next year they're saying or next week, I mean, they're saying we're going to be get up to 90 by midweek. So Anyway, typical Michigan. Wait 5 minutes and the weather changes. But the bike is looking good. And hopefully, once all the tree stuff stops coming down, I can get the fenders and gas tank painted. And really, I just have 4 bolts and some chrome to polish here. And that's done. And the seat's good. Basically, paint, and paint, and put all that stuff back on the bike and we can go riding. In fact, I might even, after I get the fenders painted, because I'm going to do them before the tank. Tank has no gas in it, carb has no gas in it, but I might put the tank on, throw a little gas in it, and take it for a ride before I paint the tank. We'll see. Maybe not. It's nice having a dry fuel, so I know when I do put gas in it and crank it up, it should fire right up. Nothing will be gummed up. I'm going to kind of end the video here and upload it so you can kind of see what I've been doing on the XL250. I've been working more on the CB504 here, trying to get the charging system working. I did put a used regulator and rectifier in it, and it was charging, headlights on. And I found one connector from the rectifier that goes to the alternator windings. It's a 3-phase alternator, so 3 wires come out of it. And one connector, the connector was discolored. The plastic wasn't melted that the connector goes in, but I popped it out of the plastic connector to look at it, and they're kind of looped, you know, where the spade plugs in. It's a flat spade, and one of them was cracked and it was a loose connection, so I soldered it and pinched it over so it plugs together easier, and now it's charging pretty good. So I think I ordered new female spade connectors, whole bag of them, so I'll change, because I'm out of them, usually keep some on hand, so I'll change that one that's broken so it has a good connection there. So we get the charging system working, and then if there's any future performance issues, then I'll deal with that. I think the carburetors are still a little rich, but I want to ride it with a good charging system first, just to make sure. Another thing too, I got the original size, I should say, and color of the emblem for the gas tank, so I can change them after, you know, put new ones on once the gas tank's painted. So we got them too. And I'm going to end the video here. So like I say, it may not be a long one, but it, you know, lets some of you guys that like these videos, you get to see what I'm doing on the bike. It's coming along nice. And if you like the video, hit that thumbs up icon. It helps me out a bit. And if you like my channel, that 348 engine icon that pops up will help you subscribe. And thank you for watching my video on this XL250 restoration.